And this is Daybreak Live Extra, your sharp, steady start to the day.
And I am Samson Balogo. Kicking off the conversation this morning, Atiku Abubakar is nominating INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu as an ambassador sends a wrong message to the electoral body. Bold words at a critical time, and a reminder that political signals mean as much as political action.
It raises serious questions about perception, trust, and institutional integrity.
All right, we'll go to the short break. And when we return, the show continues. We'll be back.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast and on X at DominionCast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram at Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
All right, welcome back from that short break. The show is still Daybreak Live right here on Dominion Television. And as we were saying, the break is for today. Nominating Yakubu as ambassador sends a wrong message to INEC. That's coming from Atiku Abubakar this morning. All right, moving on from there. Hear me?
Okay, coming up shortly after that, and it brings you Daybreak News, highlighting the stories shaping governance and policy as the nation heads into the weekend.
Absolutely. Then it's newspaper headlines and analysis with our analyst, Lekon Shobawale, digging beneath the surface to show what the headlines really mean for politics, power, and public accountability.
All right, our big story today shifts to action. The power of youth movements in nation building. How young Nigerians are mobilizing, influencing policies, and shaping the future of governance.
Definitely. And joining us is Oluwatobilo Latoye, National Captain of Light Vision Global. a strategist and voice at the forefront of youth activism.
Then we'll round off with Trend Watch, capturing the debates, conversations and controversies dominating Nigeria as we step into the new weekend.
And still racing. It's Friday morning. The week closes, but the nation's pulse is still racing.
Yes, this is Daybreak Live. Welcome on board.
Welcome.
Daybreak Live Extra. It's so good to be here in the studio today.
On Fridays, actually.
I mean,
usually different.
It's always the extra.
The atmosphere is always one way or the other, different to others.
I agree with you.
Well, anyway, maybe that's probably because, you know, the break is almost here. So.
Okay.
And it's the 5th of December, so many more days to Christmas.
Yes, and the atmosphere is changing, actually. If you get to places across the city, you'll see the difference. Maybe we are seeing a little bit of decorations that, you know, Christmas-themed decorations out there. So that says a lot about what the season is all about. It's about Christmas, actually. So it's not strange that we are seeing that.
Plus, we are still selling tickets, you know, for bring your kids to the station. 3,000 naira is just something you can use
just
to,
3,000
to have your kids enjoy the best of moments.
Amazing prizes. You don't want to think about it until you come first and then you see for yourself, honestly.
All right, let's talk about the trending gist this morning, and that's coming from the presidential candidate of the PDP in the last general election 2023. That's coming from Atiku Abubakar, saying nominating former INEC chairman Yakubu as ambassador sends wrong message to INEC. So I think everyone has an opinion. Everyone has they have what we call a right to their opinions, and Atiku Abubakar is not left out. You know, sometimes it's important that as a member of the opposition party, you raise critical issues and you address them as such. And you know, just what he just raised, I think people also have the opportunity after leaving a particular office. They also have an opportunity to pursue further career politically or on a different path, maybe as a diplomat too. And Yakubu is not left out. But then for Atiku Abubakar to say, look, for you to have nominated him sends a wrong signal. I think he needs to be more explicit about what he means by that, not just by this office.
Okay, so I think he's trying to say that a lot of Nigerians felt like that election that brought President Bola Ahmed Tinubu into office is more of a sham. Because I mean, a lot of irregularities, according to him, and of course, he thinks that, you know, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu appointing him or maybe nominating him for that position, you know, might send the wrong signal to INEC to say that if you conduct such an election that is not so free and fair, maybe there are rewards for you. And then if you check very well, you see that even while he was still in office, I mean, he received a lot of backlash, I mean, from Nigerians, even while he was out. And the people were trying to, you know, tell the new person to say that, okay, do well and then do not learn from the past. Don't be like him. Exactly. And then one more thing is, apart from even Mahmoud Yakubu, I think there are 2 other persons on that list that Nigerians are not so cool with. You know, speak about Reno Mokri. Reno, at a time, when he was interviewed by a popular TV presenter, and then he asked him to say that, you know, can you work with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu or this administration? And he said no. And then the man was even asking which part is no. They cannot call you or you cannot work for them. And he said no to both, that he cannot work with such an administration or such a man. And then, it's actually very funny to see that someone like that was even, you know, appreciating the president when he saw his name on the nomination list. And the other person is, I think, Femi Fani-Kayode, that's the former Minister of Aviation.
It was against the Muslim ticket at the very
Exactly,
beginning.
he opposed the president several times. Actually, if you check, a lot of persons that are working with this administration currently, there are people that have worked with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the past, or people who criticize him, you know, strongly in the past. Talk about Daniel Bola. You see his tweet online, the reasons, you know, you say, I don't agree with this, I don't agree with that. Talk about, you know, Reno Mokri himself and a whole lot of other persons that criticize him. But then Femi Fani-Kayode, I think there was a video that is circulating online recently, you know, where he had an issue with a journalist, you know, that works with, you know, a certain media house. And then he was saying things like, I have short fuse, why will you ask me such a question? No, you don't talk to me like that. Ever since you got here, I know you're a stupid person. You know, so people are asking questions to say, this kind of person, you are nominating this kind of person for, you know, an ambassadorial, you know, position. So should you not think about it twice? Because for someone to say I have a short fuse and all of those things, so Nigerians are not so cool with some of the names. But then it is still within the powers of the president to say that, okay, I'm nominating these people for this position. And another list has been sent to the Senate yesterday, because Akpabio read it out, you know, at the plenary to say that we receive new list of these persons. And I think this man is part of the list. That's, you know, the former administrator of Rivers State that's going to, yes, it is Ibas. And I just asking question, why is it that he has a style of choosing or nominating ambassadors? He's left to the president. And of course, I mean, the highest that the citizens will do is to complain that why are you choosing this person based on how this person, you know, treated his office or our office. So it's a lot to unpack, really. Yeah.
I think one good thing we would get from this is to say, if people come to say, let's question your nomination, I think it sends a signal to whoever is coming in for that position to also up their game and be on their toes. Because you understand that quite a number of persons are questioning why you are there in the first place. You know, maybe it's a rub my back, I'll rub yours kind of situation. And that's what Atiku is alleging to that Tinubu is doing. But again, let's take it a step further to check into the nomination, the list of the nominees. And I beg to also question many things. For example, I know we have so many diplomats. I know we have so many people in this country, great people,
who are career
diplomats and all that, that could have gone for that position. So some might say that, why is it that it's just those names that have been ringing, those names that have been prominent, those names that we've seen here and there, are still the ones that are coming again? Do we not have enough people to hand over these positions to? Others might say that Atiku's claim is right because it's alleging to the fact that it's more like, if you rub my back, then I'll rob you, kind of situation for the president, Tinubu. And I think what I want to take from this is that, first off, I think we've also said this before, and we keep saying it, that the position of INEC chairman particularly should not be a mandatory responsibility of the present administration to choose. And I think it's very important that we note this. Otherwise, we'll still keep having this kind of issues. If we even want to have a fair election, we need someone who is not in any way partisan in the first place. So if the president or the presidency or the current administration of the day has to choose somebody to the INEC position, it begs the question of loyalty, the loyalty kind of situation where whoever you put there will want to also do well because you were the one that puts him there. But we should first tackle this. The presidency should not be, maybe can be one of the people that will nominate, but should not enforce that in a sense, because there's an undertone in this, that the president puts a list
forward.
It means like there's more backing from the presidency, and there's a vote of confidence by the presidency that maybe a lot of times the Senate might not want to question that a lot because they feel like the credibility and then the reputation is now upon the president because his name is on the line to say, I'm putting this. So they don't want to really screen those. We've seen a lot of screening at the Senate level. And you wonder, what's this? This is just a sham. This is a jamboree. This is nothing so serious. Ask them real questions, but they don't. But we cannot also blame that. But what I want to say is that I've seen the list, and I'm going through the list, and I'm seeing names, like you mentioned, Fani Kayode, Reno Mokri. Some have even said, I think there was also a video recently by one of the diplomats, I think a white US person was speaking to the fact that Reno Mokri will do more bad than good to this present administration because he said so many things, and then he's going back on his word. Like you also mentioned, someone that said it would not work for the president, Tinubu, is now working and is really happy about it. But, it begs the question that sometimes when people make claims, when they make bold claims to say they want to defend the country, what are they really defending? Is it their interest? Because you might want to answer this kind of questions, especially the right people that should answer it. We should put the question forward to them to say, if you claim to stand for a truth or for a reality that you claim exists in your mind, how long can you stand for it? When there's an offer on the table, would you pick it up, or is this something you're standing to the letter to say, this is not right, I'm not backing this administration, you're doing a lot of things wrong, and if you don't do it better, I will not join you. But I just think people just do, this ideological issues in the country, how that people just, you can just jump from one state to the other without considering the things you've said before. And we say social media and then the internet and then technological advancement will help us track some of these things you've said. You've once abused something and then you are going back to it. It's more like you are eating your vomit.
You see, in a country like Nigeria, the internet does not forget, but the people do forget. So that's the difference. In other countries, when the internet doesn't forget, the people don't forget too. But here, the people forget easily. In fact, whatever happens now, in the next next 2 hours, just ask an average Nigerian or discuss it, it's gone. In fact, they will trivialize it like it never happened. So that's Nigeria for you. Now, alluding to your point about how diplomats are selected, how ambassadors are selected, I think it's not solely on the shoulders of the presidency alone. There are so many people involved, and that includes the Minister of Foreign Affairs and national security advisors and the intelligence agencies. And one of the things you must first of all look at is to identify foreign policy priorities. What exactly are we looking for in this country we want to put this ambassador? So that determines who goes to that particular country. I think we were talking about the first 3 names that were sent to the floor of the House. And I think it was Lake Oshobole that was there, we analyzed their profiles, and he was able to say, look, these people are fit for these roles, especially for the top 3 countries that the president wants to fill first, which is France, the United Kingdom, and the US. And they were all 3 of them were career diplomats. But then, that being said, aside from that, anywhere around the world, aside from picking career diplomats, the career diplomats most times fill the major countries like Russia, France, UK, US, and so many other places, maybe about 10 or 15 of them. The rest, most of the times, even in the US, are filled by political appointees. There are people who, one way or the other, what we call in Nigeria, we worked for you during the election. So those are people who actually fills those positions in other countries too. Even in the US, it happens too. But then, when selecting these names, I think the presidency should also look at ways where Nigerians will not react too much. Now, for the first time in a long time, I think Nigerians agreed on something, and so many people were really happy about it. That was the nomination of General Christopher Musa as the Minister of Defense. I mean, when you put the round peg in the round hole, if you don't need any form of argument, even people will not question it. But when you put people like Reno Mokri, you put people like Femi Fani-Kayode, at one point or the other, they have been against you. And I question how appointments are made under this administration. They are either people who actually said so many things about you in the past, probably is trying to run an inclusive government to make sure that it carries everyone along. But hey, it is actually more deadly to bring those people close to you than pushing them aside, because you have known what they are capable of doing from outside. They cannot do more than saying a lot of things about your administration or about you as a person. But when you bring them on board, they can do more damage than good, because when they are closer to you, that's when they can act. But unfortunately, this is happening under this administration. But also, the approach is, if you are looking at what they can bring on board diplomatically, politically too, what are they bringing on board? That is the question you have to ask.
I think those are the 2 prongs of this conversation.
Those are the things being considered. So obviously, it's either diplomatically you are bringing something to us, or politically too. So I don't want to blame the presidency for making some choices. It might be just one of the ways to leverage on some things ahead of the 2027 general election.
Okay, so I think, just to add to that, I think President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, from what I've seen so far, is a very diplomatic person. And then he will not even respond to certain things. You know, sometimes we just come and say that, okay, I see all of your courses and no, you know, they hate me like, there was a time he came out to say, I know you guys don't like me. They abuse me, they cuss me out and all of those things. You know, so, but then I think that, you know, the Senate has a lot of work to do, and the, you know, foreign, I think you mentioned something about the foreign affairs in the ministry now. So they have a lot of work to do, because I recall that there was a time that, you know, El-Rufai, that's the former governor of Kaduna State.
I was about to say that.
There was a time he was nominated as a minister.
And he was screened out.
He was screened out due to security reasons. And then everything did not fall. Nigeria did not close down. And then I think that's more of the reason why he said, I don't want to be part of the administration again, and then I just want to focus on the coalition.
He probably felt betrayed.
He felt betrayed, because, I mean, there's a video actually when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said to El-Rufai that I would love you to be a part of this administration because of your expertise and your intelligence.
I think it was at his birthday colloquium where he said, you are not going anywhere, you are going to be a part of this administration. Unfortunately, El-Rufai couldn't, because he was screened out on the floor of the House.
So the Senate can actually do certain things if they know, or they do some investigations alongside the Foreign Affairs Ministry and see that this person is not fit, regardless of whether this person was nominated by the president. I think that duty, you know, is theirs to check and recheck to see if this person is actually fit. Let me give you an instance. When that video of Femi Fani-Kayode came out, we said, Nigerians, I love to retweet and comment because it's sweeter than, you laugh so much. So someone was saying that, please do not send Femi Fani-Kayode to the US. So let me tell you why that person said that. The person referred to his comment when Trump said that, okay, I'm coming to Nigeria and I'm gonna blazing. And then you need to see what Femi Fani-Kayode wrote. You don't want to put two people like that together in the same space. I mean, it might lead to something very dire. But I think if he's screened properly and then he gets the position as a full ambassador, they will decide where to fix him. So it still lies on the Senate, apart from the president now, and Foreign Affairs to decide or do proper investigation to see that this person is fit to become an ambassador. Because at the end of the day, I mean, I even saw a list, this new list that I think you see former first ladies on the list. I don't know why, but then I think, just like I mentioned, the president has the right to choose. But then whether they will be screened in or screened out, I think that's the duty of the Senate. Really.
Lastly, let me also say that how many names can the Senate disapprove? How many names can they screen out, really?
It depends on the number of names sent to the floor of the House.
We have like about 68.
There are no excess. There are no excess, because if you are talking, every country has to be filled across the world. Now, the problem now is if you are putting people in about 50 positions, you do the Senate a favor by sending maybe 100 names. You have a choice to choose between 100. Give us 50 out of these 100. So some people will be screened out. But when you are sending people to 50 countries and then you put 50 names there, so what favor have you done the Senate? What exactly are you screening?
That's where
you see the issue of just take a bow and go.
And go, yeah. Because one, there's no time. Two, this is even long overdue. If you understand, a lot of people have
It's been over 2 years.
Yes, they've
Since
called
he came
for
to
this
office,
again and again.
He withdrew all ambassadors. And no one has been filling
exactly.
that.
So
those
there's a
positions.
void there, and there's time running also. So that consideration for the Senate might be, we don't have time. Let's just do this as fast as we can. So they might not.
You remember someone a senator mentioned it on the floor of the House when Christopher Musa was being screened. I said, look, let this gentleman just take a bow and go. And then Senator Godswill Akpabio came up and said, with the questions Nigerians want to, they are asking at this time, you say you should take a bow and go. No, he has to answer some questions. Let's screen him.
That's also,
and it was done.
It's also important that the list be sent on time. And that's one of the problems that Senate might have, to just let anybody go just because time is of essence.
Okay, but according to what I read, I think Akpabio mentioned that, the president, expressly mentioned that they should hurry up with the screening. And I think, let me read you now. Following the announcement, Akpabio referred the list to the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs, directing the panel to screen the nominees and submit its report within 1 week. Wow. Because, the president, wants them to do the job ASAP. And because of time. Because if you had ambassadors across major countries like US, I don't think all that happened, all those things that Trump said, I don't think it would have happened. They would have had a conversation with Trump, even in other countries. And so they need to work on it fast. But then they should not really rush the process. Take the necessary time that you need.
I'm thinking they should have also written to the president to say, Papa, next time, please let's have this on time. Because if I remember, Mohammed Idris was speaking on national television just last week, and he was explaining that the lists are going to be released soon. And that soon took a week. But again, that's not even the cocoa. What I'm trying to say is this. Let the president as well do due diligence to send the list when he should send it.
Even from the presidency, it's a long process. I mentioned the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and then the security agencies. Once nominations are made, they are sent to the security agencies to actually do a verification and then to vet them. And once that is done, it is sent to Foreign Affairs, they check the profile again, sent back to the presidency for confirmation and then pushed to the floor of the House. So it's a long process.
Those bottlenecks, those bureaucratic process should be cut short.
Another problem is the fact that the president might send another list next week. That means they will keep doing that.
They will keep doing it over and over again.
So until the president is satisfied to say, okay, we are done. So it's a long ride, though. Let's not expect that maybe these people will become permanent ambassadors in like a month. I'm not so sure about that. Because they keep receiving new lists and then they need to screen these people properly. And it's not the duty of the Senate alone. The Foreign Affairs Ministry is also part of this. So let's expect that at the end of the day, they make a good decision for the country.
All right, so this will be the convenient point to leave that topic this morning. And we'll go straight to Thick Weather Report on the show this morning. We'll take a tour around the country to see what the weather looks like, and we're starting with Lagos this morning. Weather in Lagos currently feels like 31 degrees Celsius in Lagos, and later in the morning it will rise to 29 degrees Celsius. Showers expected at 60% in Lagos today, this morning actually, and later in the afternoon it will rise to 30 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy. It will be mostly cloudy at 28 degrees Celsius in the evening, while it will be mostly cloudy overnight at 27 degrees Celsius in Lagos. So if you are in Lagos this morning, you might just be needing an umbrella.
Okay, let's cross over to Oyo East this morning, weather feels like 25 degrees Celsius, and later this morning is expected to rise to 29 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy around 3%. In the afternoon, 33 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy around 0%. And in the evening, 26 degrees Celsius, mostly clear around 7%. Overnight, 24 degrees Celsius, cloudy around 9%. That's what we have for your East this morning.
And from Oyo to Osogbo, Osun State, weather feels like 25 degrees Celsius, expected to be mostly cloudy all through the day. But then it rises by 5 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius, and it's expected to be partly cloudy later in the morning. Afternoon, it rises also by 3 degrees Celsius in the afternoon to 33 degrees Celsius, also expected to be partly cloudy. And then it drops to 26 by evening at 26 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy. And overnight, it drops much further by 2 degrees downwards overnight to 24 degrees Celsius, also expected to be cloudy in Osogbo, Osun State today.
All right, moving on to the north central this morning, and that is Suleja in Niger State. Weather in Suleja is currently fair at 23 degrees Celsius. Later in the morning, it will be mostly sunny and rise to 30 degrees Celsius. Also mostly sunny in the afternoon at 34 degrees Celsius. It will be clear in the evening at 27 degrees Celsius, while it will be partly cloudy overnight at 23 degrees Celsius in Suleja, Niger State today.
All right, let's cross over to FCT Abuja this morning. Weather feels like 23 degrees Celsius. Later this morning is expected to rise to 30 degrees Celsius, mostly sunny around 2%. In the afternoon, 34 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy around 2% as well. In the evening, 27 degrees Celsius, mostly clear around 0%. And overnight, 24 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy around 2%. That's what we have for FCT this morning.
And let's take Kaduna North today. Kaduna State, of course, the weather feels sunny at 19 degrees Celsius averagely. And later in the morning, it rises by 10 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius, and it's expected to be partly cloudy. Later in the afternoon, 34 degrees Celsius is what it rises to, and then it's going to be very sunny in Kaduna North today. Evening, 24 degrees Celsius is what it drops to by 10 degrees Celsius, and it's expected to be partly cloudy. Then it drops much further by 4 degrees Celsius overnight to 20 degrees Celsius, and it's expected to be partly cloudy in Kaduna North, Kaduna, Nigeria today.
All right, I think that will be all we can take our weather report this morning. Thank you for being a part of the show. So far, do well to link up with us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, at Dominion Broadcast, and on X, formerly Twitter, at Dominion Cast. You can watch us live on our website at www.dominion.org.ng, dominion.org.ng. You can also drop your comments on our YouTube and Facebook channel streams at Dominion Broadcast. We'll definitely take them on this show. Now we'll go on a short break. And when we return, we'll take the news. We'll be back.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram at Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast and on X at Dominion Cast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Hello and welcome. This is Daybreak News on Dominion Television. My name is Anuluakpo Ido. President Bola Tinubu has nominated immediate past sole administrator of Rivers State, Ibok Ete Ekwe Ibas, as a non-career ambassador. The president also named Ita Enang, a former senator, Chioma Owakim, former Imo State First Lady, Abdurrahman Dambazao, former Minister of Interior and ex-Chief of Army Staff, as non-career ambassadors. This is coming barely a week after Tinubu transmitted the names of Reno Omokri, former INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu, and others to the Senate for consideration as ambassadors. The National Economic Council has approved 100 billion naira for security personnel training and rehabilitation of training institutes across Nigeria. The council, chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima, gave the green light for 100 billion allocation subject to final ratification by President Bola Tinubu to overhaul the nation's police and security agencies' training facilities. The decision followed an assessment by an ad hoc committee that found most institutions in the country in a state of disrepair. It told Nigerian governors that their task is to carry out a transformation that will have direct bearing on citizens. The Senate has passed through second reading a bill seeking to reduce extreme poverty and strengthen social protection system through a nationwide social welfare service. The bill, sponsored by Senator Oji Uzokalu, is aimed at enhancing and consolidating existing social welfare interventions across the country. Leading the debate, Senator Kalu said the proposed legislation targets one of Nigeria's most pressing challenges, persistent and widespread poverty. The bill has been referred to the Committee on Public Service to report back in 4 weeks. Moving on, the Court of Appeal in Abuja has affirmed the judgment of the Federal High Court, which stopped the Directorate of Road Traffic Services, also known as VIO, from further stopping, impounding, or confiscating vehicles on the road and imposing fines on motorists. The appellate court, in the judgment delivered by Justice Oyejoju Oyebiola Oyewumi, held that the case of the VIO was lacking in merit. The judge also issued an order of perpetual injunction restraining the respondents, whether by themselves, agents, privies, allies, or anybody acting on behalf of the first respondent, from further violating the rights of Nigerians to freedom of movement, presumption of innocence, and right to own property without lawful justification. And in Oyo State Governor Engineer Seyi Makinde has assured residents affected by the ongoing Ibadan Circular Road project that his administration will review all cases of underpaid compensation, particularly where some property owners were reportedly undervalued. The governor, who spoke through his executive advisor on the New Towns and Cities Development Authority, OYNTCDA, Mofoluke Adebiyi, said the government remains committed to fairness, transparency, and public confidence in all its urban renewal initiatives. Addressing newsmen at the press briefing held at the governor's office conference room in Agodi Secretariat, Ibadan, Adebi confirmed that the governor had received reports indicating that some affected residents did not receive adequate compensation because their properties were not properly valued. The executive advisor also announced that the agency will soon publish the names of affected property owners along with the exact compensation amount paid to each person. Away now from Oyo State, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Benue State has announced that the first phase of the ongoing continuous voter registration CVR exercise will be temporarily halted on December 10, 2025. The announcement was made in a statement issued by the Resident Electoral Commissioner, REC, Professor Sam Ego, who urged citizens and relevant stakeholders to take note of the schedule. He added that the suspension would be followed by a 7-day public display of the preliminary voters register at all local government offices and the INEC state office. The commission reassured residents of its commitment to maintaining a transparent and credible voters register in preparation for upcoming elections. In business, the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) has maintained its monetary policy rate at 27%, reinforcing a cautious stance amid persistent but moderating inflation. The CBN justified this decision on the basis that headline inflation, although on a downward trend, remains in double digits at 16% as of October. The bank noted that core and food inflation have also slowed, reflecting tight monetary conditions and improved food supply. And finally, in sports, Uche Moses has won the Nigeria Premier Football League NPFL side Kun Khalifa Player of the Month award for November. Moses registered a goal and assist in the month in review. Kun Khalifa FC managed only one win in the month. On the review, the Owerri-based club occupies 16th position on the NPFL table with 17 points. Kun Khalifa FC will do battle with Kano Pillars in a match day 16 fixture in Katsina this weekend. And that's about it on Daybreak News. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can also follow us across our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominion Cast. And as Daybreak News, I am Anuluakbo Edo. Thank you for watching.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast and on X at Dominioncast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Welcome you back. Thank you for staying with us this morning. This is Newspaper Headlines and Analysis. I'm Oloyemi Adelako, and I have with me assistant journalist and public affairs analyst and person of Lekon Shobole. Welcome on board this morning. Good morning. Okay, let's start from this headline in the Guardian newspaper that says you behave more like political candidate than president. Adis tells Tinubu, and of course in another paper, the Labour Party former presidential candidate, that's Peter Obi, also criticized, the distribution of e-locks and buses for the 2027 presidential election. And then according to Peter Obi, he says something very critical, that in a situation whereby Nigerians are grappling with insecurity, why should the president be so concerned about 2027 presidential election by distributing buses, e-locks, to people, really?
Well, number one, let me say this, that even before now, we all know that some of Nigerian politicians are behaving as if there is no 2026.
Okay.
And all what they are planning towards is they are planning towards 2027. So it is not only peculiar to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, even the likes of Peter Obi, the likes of the ADC stalwarts, Atiku, Abubakar, Michi and Co. They are all talking about 2027. So I don't know why they are not castigating the president for the display of in-laws boxes and the rest. But I think some group came out yesterday or there about and debunked that the president have no link with those buses and the cars. That it is from a group of people, that are supporting the president and that are supporting the election bid of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And of course, we are gradually moving into the political year, and we will be seeing a lot of political patronage.
Okay.
It's very possible for someone to have shouldered the purchase of those cars and the buses. We are in the season of political patronage, so nothing is impossible. So I don't think that the presidency has not even come out to accept that they are the one in charge of those buses. But before now, in the last 3, 4, 5, 6 months, we've been seeing political activities. We've been seeing buses of presidential aspirants. We've been seeing buses, cars of governorship presidents. So, the president should not. Is a politician, so he should not be denied of such rights. Not even when the presidency has not even come out to accept that the president is in the known of the buses and the cars. So some people came out and said they are the ones that have provided the buses and the cars to support the election bid of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So whatever anybody says, yes, we are gradually moving to political season. So many of our politicians will be saying a whole lot of things.
Okay. I think it's a fine place to leave it until the presidency comes out to say something. Let's talk about Nnamdi Kanu. There's this headline that says, George turns down request for Kanu's relocation from Sokoto prison. According to George Omotosho, he said something. He said that, Emmanuel, your brother, cannot stand for you because he's not a lawyer. And it will take him another 6 years to become a lawyer. Get a proper counsel to speak for you. And then Nnamdi Kanu is saying that you need to move me away from Sokoto to Abuja so I can, take charge of my appeal in court, so I can appeal my case so that I can get out of all of this. But then the judge is saying you need to get a proper lawyer to speak for you, not your brother. But Nnamdi Kanu is insisting to say that, okay, this person should speak for me so I can move to Abuja. What do you make of that?
I don't know what is really going on with Nnamdi Kanu. It's as if he's not having those people that are close to him that can talk to him. Yes, it is not wrong for him to. You can be a lawyer to yourself.
Okay.
At a particular time, Nelson Mandela was acted as a lawyer to himself. At the time, Obafemi Awolowo also did that. We read it, that he did that at a point in time. So it is not wrong for you to do that. But, it depends on the circumstances and your personality. So I don't know. This should not be, this should not be a serious issue. If they are telling you that, even if you don't have that money, to hire a lawyer, the government can do it for you. We have government lawyers that for people that may not be able to afford the legal fee, government do it for them.
Would you say he doesn't trust government lawyers? I mean, for him to sack his own personal lawyers.
See, if you don't trust government lawyers, you don't trust your own lawyer, then who do you want to trust? And this is not an isolated case. You cannot stand as a defendant and also stand as a lawyer in your own case. So, I don't really know what Nnamdi Kanu is up to. I think it's a personal thing to him. So he knows what he is up to, and he knows why he's doing what he's doing. But, to make, even if, like I said the last time when he was sentenced to life, I said, it depends on how Nnamdi Kanu managed this case himself. Because I can see a lot of window of opportunities. I can see a lot of political solutions to his problem. I can see a lot of, dialogue. In this case, we have Southeast governors coming up, like Alex, the Abia State governor, making efforts to see. But the man himself is not even helping his matter. So if you want to pursue it, you want to appeal, and you are bringing up a lawyer, someone that is still have many years ahead of him to become a practicing lawyer. Why do you have to be doing that? And at some point in time, you say you want to stand for yourself. Why do you have to do that? So I think it is very important for people that are close to Nnamdi Kanu. It can be from anywhere. It can be from southeast, from southwest, to sit this man down and talk to him. It's just a wasting of time, because of course you cannot coerce judges to do what ordinarily they should not do. You understand? So there are processes and there are procedures. There are legal processes and there are legal procedures which must be strictly adhered to, especially in a case of terrorism-related issues. So I think Nnamdi Kanu should help himself and should help the nation. This case is dragging too long. The case has been concluded. You now want to appeal, then do it the way it should be done.
Okay. I think it's a fine place to leave that to that. Nnamdi Kanu should get a proper lawyer. I mean, his excuse is genuine to say, I want to be moved closer to where I can appeal my case.
Yes.
Well, then it should be done properly. Let's talk about Atiku now. I have this headline, Nigerian Tribune, that says Atiku fought Tinubu's nomination of former INEC chair for ambassadorial position. Another headline is saying Tinubu names Ibas, that's the former administrator for Rivers State, Dambazal, Sulu Gambari, Enak as ambassadors, increases nominees to 68, 6 Senate confirmation. So he's saying that why should the president nominate a former INEC chairman? And Nigerians also have issues with the likes of Reno Mokiri, the likes of Femi Fani Kayode. What do you make of all of this? You think it is the right of the president to nominate, whoever he thinks should be there?
Yeah, it is 100% discretion of the president to nominate whoever he chose to nominate. And, it is the responsibility of the Senate to confirm the nominees. The president has nominated those he thinks he wanted to nominate. All attention should now be shifted to the National Assembly. Anybody that is having issues with president's nominee should go or move his attention to the National Assembly. Some of these people that are talking now, they have their friends, they have their political allies at the National Assembly. That is that is why sometimes, I looked at some of our political parties as if they are complaining that the president is moving the nation towards a one-party state. But they are also doing the same thing. Look at what is happening in PDP, so many factions. Look at what is happening in Labour Party. We have almost 2-3 factions. Look at what is happening in this their new formed ADC. We are already having factions. Suppose we have a very strong and viral opposition. The president has nominated his nominees. Then the opposition can now gather and prove their stunts and talk to their people at the National Assembly. The National Assembly can stop the nomination. The National Assembly can nullify. The National Assembly can ask the president to nominate another person. They can disqualify a nominee. They can screen out a nominee. But how do you want to do that when we don't have a viable opposition at the National Assembly? So all these things is just, they are interwoven, it is not, you don't just sit down at Yola, you just sit down at Dubai and be talking as if Nigerians are dollars. You are not dollars. Why can't you do, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not be the first person that will be nominating a former INEC chairman. Late President Muhammadu Buhari nominated Professor Atahiru Jega for an appointment. It was confirmed. I don't know I think maybe he's still holding the position. I don't know. So it is not new. Former President Muhammadu Buhari nominated all his former chief of staffs. The likes of Tuku Buratai, the likes of all of them. They were nominated. Tuku Buratai was nominated and was sent to Benin Republic as Nigerian ambassador. He was the former army chief of staff. Yes, he was the former army chief. So it is not just peculiar to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It is not new that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu nominated Professor Mahmoud Yakub. He can do that. It is within his, jurisdiction. It is within his authority to do that. So it is one thing for the president to nominate people and send to the National Assembly. It is now for National Assembly to screen them in or screen them out. So if you are not comfortable with all this, let me give you an instance. We are talking about special seats for women at the National Assembly. If you are observing what has been going on about that, you know, there has been a lot of mobilization from the from the angle of women groups, stakeholders.
House of Representatives.
The wife of the president recently hosted leadership of National Assembly, trying to lobby them, trying to help them to see to the passage of this special seat for women. That is how things have been done. You know, it is for you. Are you telling me that First Lady Remi Tinubu cannot just call on them and impose it on them to pass, to make sure that the special seats have a ease of passage at National Assembly? She can do that. But you know, you lobby. So if you think the president has done the wrong thing, lobby yourself through at the National Assembly. Tell your people not to screen, not to approve the nomination of Mahmoud Yakub. Tell them not to approve the nomination of the former Solicitor of River State. You understand? So it is not for you to go to the pages of newspaper and now be saying that, you know, I believe that Atiku Abubakar, close to over 80 years now, 80 years plus now, the likes of Amici, Rufai, I think they are no longer strangers in this game.
Okay. He said the president is trying to reward them for the last election. That, I mean, it might get to the new administration of INEC that is more of a reward.
Politics is all about reward and compensation.
Okay.
You understand? You know, these people, there was an interview that Atiku Abubakar granted, where I think with Kadri Ahmed, or I cannot remember the name of the person now, where Atiku Abubakar said if he emerges as Nigerian president, he is going to give out Nigerian refineries to his friends and families. He said it on national television. Politics is about reward and compensation. Femi Fani-Kayode was one of the APC presidential campaign spokesperson.
Also a former Minister of Aviation.
Former Minister of, but what I'm saying is that he worked for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Okay.
He was one of the spokesperson for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu campaign organization.
Okay. What about Reno Omokri, who criticized President Bola Ahmed Tinubu over time?
See, Yemi, politics, I used to tell politicians, they have no business with Nigerians. They don't have our interests at that. It is all about themselves. It's a personal thing. It's a selfish thing. Politicians are greedy. They think all about of themselves. You understand? Reno Omokri want to be relevant, and you know, he has been canvassing, he has been promoting the government of President Bola Ahmed. In the last 1 year, he has changed his stance. He has been talking well about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So, someone that has been doing that, you have to compensate him now. This is almost now over 2 years into the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Femi Fani-Kayode has not been compensated, and you have to compensate him. Less than 2 years to the presidential election. And these are the guys, these are the people that you are going to use again. You have to compensate them. You have to, Omokri have been running around, you know, praising President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you know, assessing economic policy of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you know, others. You have to compensate him.
For someone that said he will never work with this administration.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay. Politicians say, see, it doesn't matter. Politicians say so many things. Daniel Bwala said worse than that. Daniel Bwala. He said so many nasty things about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Femi Fani-Kayode said so many things about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he was the spokesperson for Atiku Abubakar campaign organization. That is Wike sometimes describe APC as a party with 3rd degree of cancer. That how will someone comes and be saying that he wants to continue with the work of former late President Muhammadu Buhari, that God forbid that he can never work with APC. Wike is today the Minister of FCT. Atiku Abubakar moved from PDP to AC, from AC to PDP, from PDP to APC, from APC to PDP. Now he's in ADC. So tell me, the likes of Amici, El Rufai within the last 3 months was in 3 different parties: APC, SDP, ADC.
But now he's out of SDP totally.
You said?
I said he's out of SDP totally.
What
now.
I'm telling you is that politicians, they are not consistent.
So their words can change.
They are, politicians, I'm so sorry, you women, you sometimes you may decide to have so many men, may decide to have so many. That is politicians.
That cannot be proven. It's subjective.
Yes, that's why I said that. It's just a generalization of events. You understand? So, politicians, they have never been consistent. So see, if politicians come to you and say, Yemi, good morning, go and check.
Just like how Peter Obi said that we never leave Afghani left.
You don't understand. So, politicians, see, all what they care for is their interests. They go to wherever their interests can be protected. Look at the G5 governors. All of them are now getting appointments. 2 of them are now ambassador nominees. It's all about interest. So forget about article saying let President Bola Ahmed Tinubu choose. See, we have career ambassadors, we have non-career ambassadors. So you can choose anybody you like. It's a season of political compensation. If President Bola Ahmed nominated Mahmoud Yakub, he's not sending Mahmoud Yakub to US. He's not sending Mahmoud Yakub to the United Kingdom. It can be sent to any Gabon, Gambia, Ghana. It's not it can be sent to any country. The most important thing is that most of these seasoned politicians should not be sent to a critical foreign nations. That is what I'm saying.
Okay. Let
president choose. US is of great interest, UK of great interest, France of great interest, Canada. These are countries that Brazil. These are countries that Nigeria is having whether negative or positive issues with. So you have to be very careful who go to which country. So forget about these talks, ADC behaving like Mahmoud Yakub. And you can decide to choose anybody. We have seen a governor in this state that appointed his son-in-law as the chief of staff. Okocha appointed his son-in-law as the chief of staff when he was the governor of Imo State. And it was still the same. This is son-in-law, that was given a ticket of APC when OP Sodima, was also given a ticket of APC. Okocha son-in-law left. Okocha left. And his son-in-law contested on the platform of maybe Accord or one party like that. So it is for reward. Politics is all about reward and compensation.
It's all about interest, compensation. Yes. Thank you so much. I think it's a fine place to leave it this morning. Thank you for being a part of the program. Lekon Shobali, public affairs analyst and a seasoned journalist. All right, a big thanks to the industry for being a part of the segment. We need to take a short break, and when we come back, we move on to Big Story. My name is Oluwayemi Adelaku. Please stay with us.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB Van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok @Dominion Broadcast and on X @DominionCast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Good morning and welcome to the big story on Daybreak Live Extra right here on Dominion Television, Ibadan. Today we turn our spotlight on a force that continues to redefine national progress and inspire a new wave of civic consciousness, the power of youth movement in nation building. And joining us to explore this important conversation is Olua Tobiloba Olatoye, the national captain of Light Vision Global, LVG, and also Amos Gabriel, one of the captains of LVG, joining us on the show this morning. LVG is an organization known for its commitment to youth development, leadership cultivation, and transformational community engagement. From the streets to social platforms and from advocacy network to innovation-driven initiatives, young people are shaping the policies, values, and vision that drive national development. Now, let's dive into how these movements are transforming societies and repositioning nations for a better future. Over time, youth involvement in nation building has shifted from passive participation to active leadership through organizations like Light Vision Global, LVG, represented today by its national captain, Oluwatobiloba Olatoye, of course, also Amos Gabriel. We see young people initiating change, driving advocacy, and influencing public discourse in meaningful ways. Across Nigeria, youth-led platforms have championed accountability, governance reform, social justice, and sustainable development. Around the world, young people are at the forefront of movements for climate action, gender equality, political reform, and technological innovation. These movements are not accidental. They are strategic, organized, and deeply rooted in the desire for a more equitable society. Today's edition of The Big Story examines what gives youth movements their staying power, how technology amplifies their influence, the role of organizations like LVG play in shaping responsible young leaders, and how nations can harness youthful potential for lasting development. One thing remains undeniable: no nation can truly move forward without listening to, investing in, and empowering its youth. Thank you for joining us on today's edition of The Big Story. Samson Balogun is my name. I have with me in the studio my able guest this morning. Good to have you on the show.
Good to have you too. Thank you so much.
All right, there's a lot to talk about on this show this morning. Yeah. But first of all, let's talk about LVG. What is LVG, and what are the modus operandi driving the group?
Okay, LVG is an online community for youth and young adults and everyone young at heart. It is aimed at promoting the image of Jesus Christ across all platforms in every spheres of life. You know, just as the book of Matthew 4:16 said, let your light shine before men. You know, so we are promoting, we are projecting our image before men as the light of the world that we are. So that's what LVG is all about. We are the light of the world.
Okay, so Amos, let me ask you this question very quickly. In your view, what makes youth movements such as powerful forces like yours in shaping national conversations and driving reforms today in the country?
Okay, thank you very much for having us. One thing I've understood so far when it comes to transformation of any nation, the part in which the youth are playing is very key and pivotal, because we believe there are so many narratives that ought to have been changed. And with the help of the youth, understanding the real cause of humanity, then we'll be able to channel our energy, you know, in making things get better, asking the right questions from our leaders, and with that, we believe there's going to be a transformation in our country. Okay,
Oluwatobiloba, let's talk about what your organization is doing to make sure that we have seen situations where we have seen some NGOs reform, especially when you look at the population of youth in the country. I mean, no nation will joke with the population of youth across the world. Yes. But as it stands, even stats shows in Nigeria that youth takes, you know, the huge chunk of the percentage of us in Nigeria as we speak. So if you look at the percentage and the current narrative in the country, how far behind do you think we are?
You mean the youth?
The youth, and of course, in terms of what is expected of the youth across the world.
Oh, well, I think we are doing well, honestly. I think the youth has changed the trajectory of things nowadays, you know. Unlike, you know, there's some narratives we agree with, we just move with in the past, you know. But now youth are changing the status quo. It is no longer business as usual. So, you know, there's some things you take as a millennial or a Gen Alpha, but now you can't give that kind of thing to the Gen Zs, the millennials right now. They would question it. They would not want to know why this is happening. And this has actually been like a change, a good change for us as individuals, because many people are now confident in themselves. they can now show themselves, they can now show people what they can do, and they believe more in themselves. So if as individuals we believe more in ourselves, it will literally reflect on the society as a whole, and that is one of the things we are doing at Light Vision Global. One of our programs at Light Vision Global is Bible Life Coaching Hangout. Therein our convener, Dr. Bright Winner, and our co-convener, Dr. Favor Winner, actually talked to us about practical ways by which we could actually influence and change our environment. So it's like using lessons from the Bible, bringing it down to real life scenarios and telling you, in this situation, this is what you're supposed to. So these and many more, people are learning, members are learning, even non-members join us, they are learning, and with that we are effecting change in our environment. And that's not that. We also have physical programs where we actually meet with singles, the married, every other person, business people. Last year we had like a business pitch competition.
Always like networking.
Yes, networking, collaboration, where we actually, sponsor some business owners, SMEs. So these are some of the things we are doing to make sure that youth have a say and their voices are being heard.
Okay, very quickly, Amos, I want to ask you this question. One of the problems we are faced as a country is transitioning from one space to another. So when it comes to the issue of a transitioning, how do you think people can effectively transition from awareness campaigns, just like you've been doing it, to actually making it a policy influence and leadership roles, taking up leadership roles too?
Okay, I think that boils down to everybody taking up the mantle, especially the youth. I'm going to be centering whatever I'm talking about on the youth because it's very, very important. The baton is with us now. If you don't pass it well, then transitioning from old narratives to new, but like I said, boils down to every one of us understanding what humanity is all about.
Understanding the assignment.
The assignment. Once you understand the assignment, now, how do we go about it in a godly, I'm going to use the word godly because of our movement, Light Vision Global, we so much, our core anchor scripture is from Matthew 5:14 to 16. We are the light of the world, and everywhere we go, we intend to shine our light so bright that people will see, when they see us, the first thing that should come to people's mind is Jesus Christ. Okay, that means in everything we are doing, aside from the Father, I'm going to preach the word to you. In my talk, in the way I relate, in the way I do my due diligence at work, it should show that, no, this person belongs to God. And from that, we know these are the biblical principles of doing things. Then from there, we'll be able to change. You asked a question earlier, sorry to say, you were asking how prepared are we in terms of youth movement and all. And the bitter truth is that even the problem we could say we are having in this country, if you look at it holistically, it still boils down to the youth. There are some youth movements that are not even supporting the transformation we are asking for. But we believe with our movement and some other movements like this, you'll be able to preach the right words to the people. Then everybody see the light of what ought to be done. Then from there, we see how we can come together as a family, then change from old narratives to new ones, and get better as a nation.
Right, Oluwatobiloba, you once spoke about programs, initiatives by LVG,
yes,
to make sure that things are done the right way. And how do you conceive these ideas? What were the things you consider when you are bringing in some of these programs and initiatives to the fore? Do you currently do a form of an holistic approach to what exactly is going on in the society, and then let's do something to tackle this menace, and then make sure we tame it before it goes out of hand?
Yeah, thank you so much for that. I'd like to use this opportunity to thank our conveners, Dr. Bright Winner and Dr. Favor Winner. Thank you so much, sir, for yielding and accepting this call. Ever since Light Vision Global came to fore in November 2023, November 2023, we've been having lots of programs. We've been having programs targeted at singles. We've been having programs targeted at business owners, MSMEs. We've been having programs targeted at school children and even adults. We give school bags, school supplies, foodstuffs to children. We've done that in 3 locations right now since our inception in November 4, 2023. And we also have like a conference, annual conference every December, you know. So at the end of the year, we come together, the captains especially. Now, LVG run a team organization, a team-based model, whereby we operate on a one-on-one basis. We do not just bring people together and, you know, operate with them as a whole. We make sure that we are put in clusters, so that we get to know everyone on a personal basis. So this is what LVG is doing. We have captains. We have like 15 captains in Light Vision Global. Every member of Light Vision Global is under a captain. So this captain actually spearhead. They talk to their members. We get to know their issue, and we plan programs in regard to that. So we have our members cut across Nigeria, the US, Uganda, the Europe, and if across it's a global movement actually. So we have members across almost everywhere, and we plan to have more members, you know, across Nigeria and even outside Nigeria by the grace of God. So right now, when we sit down every year end, especially the captains and the conveners, to discuss what the plans for the next year. We look at how to help our members. We look at how to shine the light of Jesus Christ in us to the whole world. Look at this year, February 2024, this year, we had an inter-church football competition. It was massive. It was really massive. We had like a 3-week-long football competition. Our conveners had to come from the US down to Nigeria to witness this, for the grand finale. And the churches that were represented, we had like 16 teams, 16 churches competing. Everyone was pleased. Everyone gave kudos to what we've done and what we've been doing. And members wants to join us to say, oh, you guys are doing great. And let me tell you, this movement or this community is sponsored by the help of God. We've not started having outside sponsorships. So it's just by the grace of God that we are where we are right now. So for next year, 2026, we already have like a lineup of activities, you know, to project this community. We have, again, single summit. Then we have an empowerment scheme for all members as well as business owners, right? And we also have a lot of other things that we are planning to do. So it's like a way to actually then, not to forget our spiritual moment. We pray every Mondays and Wednesdays. This is like to make our members grow spiritually. So as we are taking care of their physical needs, we're also making sure that the spiritual growth
It's also taken care of.
It's also being taken care of. So we pray every Mondays and Wednesday, 8:30 to 9 p.m. And we also have like this Bible Life Coaching Angle that I mentioned earlier, every 2 Saturdays. That is 2 Saturdays in a month, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So all these online. So, but these physical programs are just like one in 3 months. So that means to tell you that out of 12 months, we're having 4 physical programs. You know how tasking, how that can be, how impressive that can be, and the result we'll be getting from there. So that's why I think LVG is doing a lot to make sure that we grow, every member grow, every member, you know, grow spiritually, physically, emotional, and even we have people that are, you know, in the relationships among us, single summits, helping singles to navigate the world of the married and marriage and everything. So I think it's an all-encompassing community, and I think everyone should be proud to be a part of. And I think we are proud to be a member of Light Vision Global.
Yeah. Okay, Amos, let me ask you this question. What does it take, and how difficult has it been to run and sustain a community of this magnitude?
Okay, it's been the grace of God so far.
Yeah.
Just like our national captain has said, because this is God's mandate, we find it easy to do. Yes, because it is God's mandate, and thank God for our conveners. Anytime we have programs like that, we have some analysts among us that they go out, look at the immediate need of the environment, then how can we provide solution to it? Once you're able to do that, then we structure a work plan. Then each captain is assigned to, oh, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. And because we understood, nobody is being paid. It's only God that is paying us, and we are happy doing this. But because we understand the mandate before us, once we have a program like that, everybody go about doing their own quota in order to have a structured plan at the end of it. And God has been helping us for the past 2 years. We've done series of programs, and we are looking forward to 2026 for more programs we have to do. So it's been fun so far.
Okay, let me ask you this question, Oluwatoloba. How has technology shaped modern youth movements in the country?
Oh, well.
And how well are you putting that to good use? Because I know you are leveraging so much on technology.
Yes, we have. And technology has done a lot. It's a 50-50 thing. You know, a coin, it has a front, it has a head, and it has a tail. So it has helped us. You know, technology has even changed that trajectory of the job, the labor industry in our country. Nowadays, youth do not rely on white-collar jobs. No, they rely more on digital jobs. If you take 10 youths, you see, give or take 5, you know, saying, oh, I work remotely, or I'm into tech, or so it has actually changed the trajectory. So people do not, you cannot just tell someone, oh, you cannot do this, because they know where their daily bread is coming from, right? So it has helped the labor industry. It has helped every industry, every sector of our economy, and it has really shaping us as a whole to be confident, like I said earlier, and also to believe more in ourselves. Then I think it has helped a lot of people to even change their lives, because you know, we've heard stories on the on social media where people come online, they project what they do. You know, it gives access to say, this is my skill, this is my creativity, this is what I love to do. Everybody sees it, people appreciate it, and they reward you, quote unquote reward, you know, they are giving you gifts. So it has changed a lot of things. And at the same time, you know, there's no way you can say a lot of good without seeing the otherwise. So I think we can just pray and hope that things continue to get better and not get worse with the use of a technology. As for Light Vision Global, it has helped us indeed. I said online community. I'll be able to have members in the US, Uganda, in the Europe, you know, without Light Vision, without technology. It's the use of technology. We can come together as a whole. We meet on WhatsApp, we meet on Zoom, you know, we meet on Google Meet to talk, to have the interactions every Monday, every Wednesday, every 2 Saturdays. So it has helped us tremendously. And when we have our programs, so we live stream across, so people in the US, every part of the world, they get to join, they get to be a part of it. So it has helped us indeed.
Okay, Amos, let's talk about collaborations, sponsorships. Okay. What can institutions, private individuals do to support youth-themed movements like LVG?
Okay. You know, while we were growing up in this nation, we've seen, when I was in secondary school, there used to be a mathematics competition across all secondary school, right? That we have private organizations to sponsor. Yes. But, you know, as time goes on, we discover that the real core things are not being sponsored. You know, we change the gaze from the real core thing that could transform the nation to other things. But movement like LVG, if there is a collaboration, it will help us to, you know, reach more grants. Just like our national captain said, we've been able to reach out to, by statistics, over 300 or more students, yes, giving them school bags and all. Now, imagine if you have collaborations from other organizations that we could do this. There are so many students out there. There are so many people out there who just need just a Congo of rice.
Yes.
And with that, you'll be able to, you know, preach the word to them, tell them, give them a hope that, oh, this, and this, if you trust God, the more things can get better. So if you have more people coming together, it's not even for LVG alone. For other organizations who are making impact in the society, if you have people come together and we are not pushing the wrong narratives. Yes, because I believe in Nigeria, I think we are doing more narrative pushing compared to us putting our money into what is going to really transform the nation. So if you have organizations who believe in humanity, then come together, go to all these rural areas, preach to them, give them food reliefs and all, we believe it can only get better.
All right, Oluwatobiloba, as the national captain of LVG, what's your personal goal for the movement in the next 5 to 10 years?
Next 5 to 10 years. To the glory of God, we are 2 years now, and we have a long-term goal. And one of our long-term goal is to have presence in at least 10 countries.
Okay. As of now, you are in how many countries?
We are in three countries.
Okay.
Yes, 3 countries: Nigeria,
Uganda,
and Europe.
Okay.
And US.
Yes, then US, 4 countries,
four
four countries. So we're in 4 countries right now. So at least in the 5-10 years, we want to have spread our tentacles to 10 countries. So personally, reach out to friends, reach out to people that are not in Nigeria to say, oh, there's a movement. So that's why we have our social media page talking about everything we've done. We enjoy our members to spread the word, let people know what LVG is all about. People want to join movements like this to show that, oh, volunteering, this is what I do as a volunteer, and also this is my quota to social impact and environmental growth and human growth as well. So personally, I work with my friends, my members. I send out invitations to people to say, come and join LVG. Then they think of ways to actually make members feel comfortable, because when a member is comfortable, when a member is happy, they want to tell people to. It's like is it Nicodemus right now that says, oh, that told his friends Philip, was it Nicodemus right? That told his friends Philip to say, come and see what I am enjoying. So we want people to say, I'm enjoying this. I want my friends to come and see. Yes, to come and see what I'm enjoying.
Okay, very quickly, you have an event coming up 13th of December.
Yay!
So what's it about?
Okay, we have a second annual conference and a dinner happening on the 13th of December. That's next Saturday. You are invited. Everyone is invited. And it's all about celebrating us. Okay. Like I said, we clocked to November 4.
November 4.
So it's all about celebrating us and charting the way forward to the next year. So we're going to be having speakers. We're going to be having 3 prolific speakers, and the topic is discovering and deploying your God-given potential. So we're going to be having panel talk. We're going to be having speakers, and that's not all. It's a 2-in-1 event. We're going to be having a party at the end. So it's a dinner and a party at the end. We had one last year. A conveners came in from the US again, to be a part of it. And we'll be having another one this year on the 13th. Can I mention the venue?
Of course.
Okay, at the International Conference Center, UI 2nd Gate by 11 a.m. So we have a registration link that everyone has to register. Please check our social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok at Light Vision Global. Go there and please register. We want you to be a part of it. We love you to be a part of it. You're going to enjoy it. There you will see everything we have done. We're going to be showing footages of our programs for the year. Everyone is going to see what we've been up to the previous year and where we plan to go next year. So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be fun.
What are your social media handles?
Instagram at Light Vision Global, Facebook Light Vision Global, TikTok Light Vision Global, X LVG Socials, what else? YouTube Light Vision Global.
All right. You said here that dress code is cultural.
Overdress.
Because today is Friday, so they have to
look overdressed. Don't say, oh, I want to look, no, that's overdressed because we are going to be having gifts for best dress. So best dress male, best dress female are going to be going on with gifts. And LVG, we don't play small.
All right, so thank you, Oluwatobi.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for inviting us.
Amos Gabriel for joining us.
Thank you very much for having us.
It has been an eye-opening session with you, and we do hope that we'll be able to bring you back on the show.
Oh, we'll be excited to be here again.
All right, so thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And that's where we wrap up today's conversation on The Big Story. The power of youth movement lies not only in their numbers, but in their innovation, resilience, and determination to build a nation that works for everyone. A special appreciation to our guest this morning, Oluwatobi Olatoye, the national captain of Light Vision Global, and Amos Gabriel, who is also a captain at Light Vision Global, for sharing their insight on how youth-led initiatives continue to shape Nigeria's development landscape. As a country, the challenge before us is clear: to create systems that support youth leadership, encourage civic participations, and translate youthful energy into sustainable national progress. Samson Balogun is my name, saying thank you for staying tuned on Daybreak Live Extra on Dominion Television, Ibadan. Stay informed, stay inspired, and keep believing in the power of young people to build the nation we all desire. Let's go on a quick break, and when we return, the show continues. We'll be back.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominion Cast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Still Daybreak Live Extra right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice where inspiration meets entertainment. All right, it is time for Trend Watch. Let's check what's buzzing on social media and what the people are saying. I still have with me in the studio Anulu Apoido and Oluwayemi Adelakutu. We'll be making sense of what's trending on social media.
Yes, and we're glad to be back. Well done.
Welcome back.
Yes. Okay, what we're looking at is saying why I don't want to stay in Sokoto prison. That's coming from Nnamdi Kanu, and then he said that being in Sokoto is not helping matters because he wants to appeal his case, and then so the judge should allow him to do that. And of course, but then the judge, that's Justice Omotosho, is saying that your brother cannot stand in for you, and then for your brother to become a proper lawyer, it needs about 6 years. So I mean, get a proper counsel to speak on your behalf, not your brother. So it's a lot, and some Nigerians are saying, why is it that this case is is dragging so much even after the court judgment that Nnamdi Kanu should do better? While others are saying, why is it that they are not allowing him to do the necessary things that he needs to do? So I'd like to get your opinions, because I'm looking at the fact that for someone that sacked his own personal lawyers, and then he even defended himself at some point, and then at the end of the day the judgment was passed in his absence because of what happened at the court, and then it was a mess, and now he wants his brother to stand in for him. It's a problem, because we all know that he needs to be closer to where he can appeal the case. Sokoto is far, and it's going to be a problem for him to be moving to. I don't even think it's going to be possible. So he wants to be closer to where he can actually appeal the case. So this is what we have in our hands, really.
Well, I think under the law, prisoner transfer is not a crime. Prisoners can be transferred from one prison to the other, especially under request. Oh, I don't want to serve my jail time here. I want to serve it somewhere else. If the kind of crime he or she commits can actually be entertained in that part of the country where he has requested, then it's acceptable. Don't forget when Justice Omotosho was passing the judgment, he said, look, Kuje prison is not a maximum prison, and this is a terrorism charge. Automatically, you cannot stay in Kuje, so you have to go to a maximum prison. And one of those maximum prisons we have in Nigeria happens to be the one in Sokoto, where he is currently being held. So I think the judge knows exactly why he pushed him to Sokoto. And under where his appeal is being filed, automatically he has to be somewhere close to Abuja. Maybe if there's a maximum prison in Nasarawa or somewhere very close, then he can actually stay there if the court still doesn't want him to stay in Kuje prison. But then, the only thing that gives me a kind of headache in all of this is the fact that I think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself is not taking this case very seriously. I think his personal being is overclouding or beclouding what is currently going on. You see, regardless of if you feel you are agitating for something that might not likely come now, you have to understand the fact that this is a court case, and you cannot make a mess of it just by thinking, oh, anybody can stand for you in court. You need an actual lawyer, the one with experience. I was really, really sad when he sacked. I want to remember this veteran lawyer. I think his name is also Kanu. I want to remember his name. He's been around for a long time. I've known him for.
You also sacked Aloy Ejimako.
Leave Aloy Ejimako. I mean, Kanu, the person I'm talking about, Mr. Kanu, he's been around for God knows how long. I've known him for about 25 years in the industry, and he has been on high-profile cases. And for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to now say, oh, you are no longer my representative, so I'm sacking you, and then that one leaves. Then Aloy Ejimako also came on board, and some other lawyers like that. And right there and then in court, they were fired. I mean, who does that? You need a legal representative to be, your spokesperson in court, because they know the gimmicks, they know the loopholes, they know what to tell the judge. But you will talk with anger because you feel you have been cheated, disenfranchised one way or the other, and your anger does not count in front of a judge. He doesn't care. He doesn't know you. So as far as he's concerned about the Nigerian Constitution to be upheld. And whatever it is you say to him, he doesn't care. You saw what happened in court. When he felt the court was being rowdy, he sent him out of court because that is his own territory. That is his own domain. You have to keep it intact and keep it in check. So I think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not know how serious this case is. If he does know, I think he needs a lawyer. And taking a lawyer that still needs about 6 years to be an actual practicing lawyer to court to represent him, I think that's the highest joke I have heard of in anywhere around.
I think the justice also said something that is quite worthy of note. He said that it doesn't need to be in the court for the filing to be compiled.
Right.
He mentioned that to be, you don't have to be there and all that. But, like you also mentioned, I think Nnamdi Kanu has not done so well, especially with his own personality. Like you said, his countenance, his reactions has not been the best he should have given.
I think someone mentioned something about remorse.
Yeah, but
it's not even remorse.
there's a chance for the court to say, because you show remorse, we can bring down this sentencing, or we can do something in your favor. But again, what they are expecting, because if you check on what charges he was, sentenced, is something that needs, a bit of remorse, because they want to know if you are going to say, everything I've said, I'm taking it back. I'm not going to go out, guns are blazing. I'm not going to let my people, my soldiers, or the people I call that are following me, understand that they are somewhere there in the regions where they are. So you can call them to say, okay, there's no fight. We are one Nigeria, so let's do this. They're expecting him to come to that realization to say, there's no more courage. Because he's made some statements before now, which was one of the reasons the justice said, this is against you, because he made some claims even outside Nigeria about killing people. He was talking about his guys, going there to kill people and all that. So they're expecting him to take back his word to say, you would never give such orders again. And then you are going back to say Nigeria is Nigeria, still one unilateral system, and you believe in the cause of the country. So that's expected of him, but it's not proving that. Again, he's taking it a bit. He's taking it a step further to say, you know what, even at the court premises, he was, doing a lot of things that might be considered as a contempt of, of court order and all of that. He was disrupting the atmosphere in the courtroom, and then he needed to be sent out of the, before the whole sentencing was done. But I just want to say that no matter how much you have a point, it's also reasonable to state your points diplomatically, sensibly, and in a way that will still make noise, even while you're not making noise. You don't have to say, the world is going crazy before people understand that that's what you mean. You can say that thing in another way that will still reflect what you're trying to say and would not cause you any havoc in the few days to come. Because we understand, his words were used against him eventually. If you check the whole procedure, you see that it wasn't...
They brought tapes.
In fact, they played it in court to say, this were the statements they made. We saw the videos. It wasn't an AI kind of thing. So this was like evidence against your claims now. So you want the court to treat you well and not serve you so much. But you're also still making such claims, because if you are standing against the court and standing against the justice to say, it was pointing, it was saying many things, it was saying the man does not know his job, it was abusing and accusing him and all that. So all of that in the mix. But I think going forward, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should take it, simple and be calm with whatever he's trying to do, because already sentenced anyway. So
speaking of a lawyer, I think that though our lawyer Jimako might have been sacked, but then he's still very much on the case. So I mean, because I'm looking at it this way. Let's just assume that Nnamdi Kanu did not sack his lawyers, and then they defended him in the court of law. Maybe the judgment might be a little bit different. I think about a week now, I read a story where Sheikh Gumi said he can actually help Nnamdi Kanu to get maybe a pardon or amnesty or something like that if he shows remorse. But then is Nnamdi Kanu willing to show remorse?
Always Sheikh Gumi. Anyway,
no, he said something like that. And apart from it, you might think it doesn't matter, but apart from it, other persons are also saying they can actually get him amnesty. But then he needs to change some things. He needs to, come out to maybe apologize or maybe retract some of the statements. So it's a problem. So apart from even getting a proper lawyer in court to say, okay, you defend me or help me get a transfer, I think certain things must be done by him, honestly. And it's a problem, because at this point in time, I think a lot of, even the Southeast governors are divided on this matter, regardless of the fact that Alex Oti met with the president recently, and he said that he was there, and he's not there to join APC, he was there to just plead for Nnamdi Kanu. So even if people will come out to plead for you, I think there are personal things that he needs to put in place. Get proper lawyers that will speak for you. Get a good transfer. So it's a good one. I just hope that he will be able to do the needful.
Well, let's take some comments on the show this morning. I think Ashikpa Oroko says that the rights of a defendant is different from the rights of a convict. Them things say, na play. Okay. And also, Julius Roga says, okay, I won't take that. Babatio says that they called Nigeria Zoo every single time. But guess who is actually acting right? This one, I'm not calling anyone.
Then big balls is saying, this, oh my God.
That's so you elder brother do way or motor show for prison. Anyway,
this comment, there are a lot to talk about, but then I think people are just trying to say that he should do the needful, get proper lawyers to defend him.
Right. Well, we have to go this morning. So thank you for being a part of the show so far. Do well to link up with us again next week, same time, same station, same host on this dial Dominion Television, your channel of choice where inspiration meets entertainment. Well, it's Friday, and of course, this is actually the last day of the weekdays. All right, so enjoy minimally as you go for the weekend. Samson Balogun is my name.
All right, thank you for being a part of the show. My name is Oluwayemi Adelako. Please stay safe.
And my name is Arnold Wakwedo. Thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, the festive season. Celebrate someone, appreciate someone, and be joyful. Bye for now.